We are just seconds away from retail sales and import prices. The futures this morning are weaker, not as weak as they've been, though, down 160 right now for the Dow. Let's get right over to Rick Santelli at the CME in Chicago. Rick.
Yes, we could see yields moving lower. The market's smart. Retail sales for the month of May coming in at minus 0.9%, almost down 1%. This is much more aggressive to the downside than we were expecting. We were expecting a number in the vicinity of down 0.5% to down 0.6. But to be fair, we had a very aggressive March where we were up 1.7. That was the best going all the way back to the beginning of 23. So there is a bit of payback as we pull forward much activity. Now we may be taking a break from that. All right, now let's strip out autos and see where we go. Minus 0.3%. We're expecting up 0.2. Let's strip out autos and gasoline. That comes in down 0.1. So down 0.1. That was expected to be up 0.3. Down 0.1 would be only the second negative number of the year outside of the very beginning of the year when we were down 0.4. Now, let's look at the control number. This is core retail sales, and it is the bright spot here. Up 0.4%. That is better than expected, and that would comp to up 0.5% in March. So this particular metric has been pretty aggressive to the upside. The only down month was last month, and that was cut in half from minus 0.2 to minus 0.1. Now, let's switch gears, shall we? Let's look at import prices. These are for the month of May, along with export prices. Import prices unchanged. We're expecting a more deflationary down 0.2%, but unchanged. And if we look at ex-petroleum, it's up 0.2. So we can see where some of that downside pressure was. Up 0.2, that would be the warmest, well, just since last month when it was up 0.4. 0.4 actually was the highest going back to April of 24. So we have moderated just a bit. Now, let's look at the year-over-year numbers for import prices. They are coming in up 0.2. Up 0.2. We're expecting unchanged. 0.2 would comp to last month when it was up 0.1. Prior was up 0.8. The high water mark was 1.7 in February. That was a lot warmer than many expected, but you can see we're cooling off there on imports. Now let's switch gears to export prices month over month. Now here's something big. Export prices month over month. And we know that we've seen much in the way of falling off import prices, imports in general, that has really dropped the trade deficit. Well, exporting minus 0.9%, almost down 1% on export prices. That might say something more about outside economies than the U.S. economy. Minus 0.9, that would be the most aggressive negative month going all the way back to May of 23. And finally, year over year, export prices up 1.7%. We're expecting up 2.5%. That's the lightest of the year. Back to you.